What pushes a young player forward from promising to hold on? This guy might win Most Improved Player.
Most versatile prospect.
It's Deni Avdija. He's also the best international prospect in this draft. He's just a shade under 6'10", 225 pounds.
That question sits right at the center of Deni Avdija's explosion this season.
As I said, nobody's feeling sorry for us, and the NBA has to continue. That's what we got to do. That's our job.
Night after night, he is stacking big scoring bursts, smart reads, and tough defensive possessions that turn heads across the league. Before going any further, hit like, subscribe, and stick around so you never miss an update. With Avdija dropping career numbers and Portland giving him the runway he always needed, there is real heat behind his rise. Now let's roll straight into what sparked this jump in the first place. Deni Avdija has stepped into the 2025 season as one of the NBA's most surprising and electrifying breakout players. Through his first 19 games, he's putting up 25.5 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game, while shooting 46.9% from the field and 37.4% from deep. These are the numbers that show his volume and elite efficiency. His 37-point performance against the Spurs, paired with 6 rebounds and 8 assists, showcased not just scoring talent, but the confidence of a player who now controls the rhythm of a game. Avdija isn't simply benefiting from more touches. He's driving Portland's identity on both ends of the floor. His growth is clear in the way he reads defenses, creates advantages, and finishes plays he wouldn't even attempt in previous seasons. Blazers fans have gone from hoping he'd take a leap to watching him lead them into competitive battles against top-tier opponents. The rise from a complementary option to a near all-star centerpiece puts him firmly at the top of the Most Improved Player conversation. Next, let's take a look at his versatile playing style that fuels this leap. Avdija's game is built on a blend of size, skill, and high-level decision-making, allowing him to shift roles seamlessly depending on what Portland needs. At 6 feet 9 inches, he can initiate the offense like a guard, score like a wing, and rebound like a forward. His 5.5 assists per game aren't empty stats. They reveal how comfortable he is orchestrating actions, reading double teams, and making defenders second-guess rotations. When he puts the ball on the floor, defenders expect a drive, only to watch him find a cutter or hit a kick out to the corner. When they play off him, he's knocking down threes at a reliable 37.4% rate. Defensively, his combination of length and agility allows him to guard across multiple positions, closing out shooters on the perimeter or contesting drives in the paint. This versatility turns him into an all-purpose tool for Portland's coaching staff, keeping opponents guessing and allowing the Blazers to run more dynamic schemes. His playing style isn't loud or flashy, it's controlled, intelligent, and remarkably effective. Due to his versatility, let's see how his European roots shaped his foundation. Avdija's rise didn't happen overnight. It traces back to his early development in Israel's basketball system, where he gained professional experience long before stepping onto an NBA court. By age 12, he was a part of Maccabi Tel Aviv's elite youth program, training in a structured environment built for producing high-level talent. At 16, he became the youngest player ever to debut for Maccabi's senior team, competing against experienced pros before he could even drive a car. That early exposure forced him to refine skills like decision-making, court vision, and defensive awareness, all traits now evident with Portland. His breakout moment came on the international stage at the 2019 FIBA U20 European Championship, where he averaged 18.4 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists, earning MVP honors and leading Israel to gold. And that performance solidified him as one of the top NBA prospects and ultimately led to him being drafted 9th overall in 2020.
The 9th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Deni Avdija from Herzliya, Israel.
So Deni Avdija, a guy that we've talked about a lot in our coverage leading up to the draft, goes in the top 10.
The European emphasis on fundamentals, versatility, and basketball IQ shaped his entire identity as a two-way player.
The Washington Wizards trade forward Deni Avdija to the Portland Trail Blazers for Malcolm Brogdon.
I like Deni Avdija. I think he's a success story in terms of, this team has drafted really poorly, this organization, over the years. There's a lot of misses.
Now, let's talk about how good of an offensive engine he has become for the Blazers. Portland's offensive identity has shifted dramatically because of Avdija's emergence as their central playmaker and scorer. His 25.5 points per game speak to his ability to take on a star-level scoring load, but it's the balance within his game that makes him so difficult to guard. He can drive to the rim with strength, operate in the mid-range with patience, and stretch the floor with a dependable three-point shot. His 5.5 assists per game reveal how central he is to Portland's ball movement, as he consistently sets up teammates like Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant for quality looks. His impact goes beyond scoring setups. His 6.4 rebounds per game allow Portland to push the pace, creating early offense opportunities. In key moments, he has shown composure beyond his years, such as the comeback win over Oklahoma City, where he shook off a 0-for-10 start and nearly posted a triple-double. His offensive versatility keeps defenders off balance, and his improved efficiency makes him a nightmare to game plan against. This offensive leap naturally leads us into the numbers proving just how dramatic his improvement has been. The numbers behind Avdija's breakout season tell the story of a player who didn't just improve, he ascended. His scoring jump to 25.5 points per game represents one of the biggest year-to-year increases in the league. But what stands out even more is the efficiency behind it. Shooting 46.9% from the field and 37.4% from three shows, he isn't being propped up by volume alone. He's scoring within the flow, taking smart shots, and punishing defensive mistakes. His rebounding bump to 6.4 per game and assist rise to 5.5 illustrate a player becoming more central to every possession, not just as a scorer, but as an all-around facilitator. Games where he flirts with triple-doubles highlight how much of Portland's success flows through him on both ends. His defensive versatility adds another layer, where his length and timing contribute to valuable stops and key rotations. Statistically, Avdija checks every most improved player box: increased scoring, expanded role, higher efficiency, and major team impact. And those stats make his leadership and influence within the Blazers organization look even more intriguing. On a roster filled with young pieces trying to define themselves, Avdija is stepping into a role that carries weight. He communicates constantly on defense, pulling teammates into the right spots, and calling out screens early. The body language is stronger, steadier, and more focused. During rough stretches, he's the one gathering teammates and resetting the tone. And on offense, his approach rubs off. When he attacks with purpose, the pace rises around him. When he controls the tempo, the unit settles. This isn't loud leadership or highlight reel leadership. It's the type that shows up possession after possession, the kind that coaches trust and teammates gravitate toward. That trust shows in how often he gets the ball during key stretches. Blazers didn't always lean on him in those moments. Now he earns that responsibility by consistently making the right play, and his growth is lining up perfectly with the direction the franchise is heading. The Blazers are rebuilding from the ground up, and Avdija is rising right on schedule. His versatility plugs into any lineup combination. Need secondary playmaking next to Jordan Poole? He provides it. Need someone to absorb the toughest wing matchup so others aren't overwhelmed? He handles it. Need rebounding support without sacrificing spacing? He gives that too. The extension he signed suddenly looks like one of the league's better value deals because the production keeps climbing. Blazers is trying to play with pace, spacing, and constant movement, all of which highlight Avdija's strengths. He thrives in open floors, attacks tilted defenses, and defends with a motor that rarely dips. For a team searching for long-term cornerstones, he checks more boxes than anyone expected 2 seasons ago. And that naturally leads to the biggest question of all. How far can this rise go from here? If this leap is any indication, the next few months could turn Avdija into one of the most complete wings in the conference. Raising that three-point percentage a bit higher would make defenders stay attached, Developing a reliable mid-range counter would punish drop coverages that currently try to crowd the paint against him. On defense, he is already strong, but adding more polish against bigger scorers could push him into true stopper territory. And as Portland reshapes the roster with young, energetic pieces, his value as a connector only grows. The important part is that none of this feels temporary. The improvements come from skills that age well. They come from habits, not luck. And if he keeps stacking those habits, the most improved player buzz won't be the final milestone. It will just be one of many on a much longer climb. So what do you think? With all this growth, leadership, and production pouring into Portland's season, how high does Deni Avdija's ceiling truly go? And if his trajectory keeps climbing at this pace, what does that mean for the Blazers' long-term future in a stacked Western Conference? Drop your take in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a video on the league's fastest risers and biggest storylines. Thanks for watching.